can either do that or you can hold it wherever you want to do.
I'm just saying, probably. I'm just saying, yeah, just let me. It should be good right there.
No, yeah, but dude, dude, fucking cool me now, man. Like you're like the first person that just kind of like. I had a few people hit me up like, hey man, I like this guy. Go reach out to him. But you're the first person like, dude, can I fuck it? Dude,
it's been weird. I've been on a kick where like I've been trying to, like I said, like figure out the networking aspect because like, dude, I've been making music since I met Nick and Mike Heffron, when we were 16, and like they would let me play at their dance bar, like and it was just like we've been playing music a long time, and like it's funny as hell, like seeing them where they are now, like they always had the business sense, so like I've always like just kind of like I've always kept tabs, like just peeping what they're doing, and that's literally like when I saw Mike him on the plane, and I was like holy shit, I was like damn, Mike's on a look, and I saw it was local, and I was like damn, there's no podcast around here, like what the fuck, and so I was like, dude, this is like that is fucking crazy. It's hilarious how it happened.
All right, I'm gonna chime us in. You ready? You got everything going? Cool. Do my little slogan and we'll rock it.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, 3, 2, action.
You talking to me? I'm talking to you. This is talking to me, talking to you. And I got Alex Irish, other name as NOIIR.
What's up, brother?
Dude, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming out.
I'm cool and bro. Recently unemployed, full-time rapper now.
Dude, hey,
full-time.
welcome, man.
Appreciate it.
I tried rapping back in the day when I was younger. I stuck for it with about a few years and then fell out. It wasn't my thing. But
you wake up and like realize whether it ends up suiting you or not, and like it's I don't know, like I've heard plenty of people that are great and like it just doesn't suit them. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, like, and it's just one of those things where it's like the energy like doesn't connect with the music. Yeah, and it's like that's something you're just like something's just like off.
Well, dude, my problem is I get into different styles of music every.
I'm
3 years.
a huge genre head. Oh god, I literally have grindcore, like straight like
metal, like soft indie rock, rap, gangster.
I'm big on R&B right now.
R&B,
I'm literally, I'm in there like
Usher,
oh my god,
Nelly.
the stuff like that I will never put out. It's insane. I'm telling you right now, like me full falsetto, like hitting the weekend, just trying to get it out.
You could definitely probably interpret it into your rap stuff. Maybe not like full.
I have the melodic stuff, and like what, like people always really like the melodic stuff, and it's like recently I've like fallen onto that more aggressive side, but like I swear, like the more aggressive stuff I make, the more like YouTube algorithm kicks me shit that like it's hard for me to feel a part of that scene because I think everybody's corny. And it's not for me to say, but
for sure. I mean, and everyone has their own opinions about each individual stuff, but I mean, but you're talking about melodies. The stuff you make that I've seen is like basically the opposite of that. Very grindy. See, and very like hard bass. Like the music I refer it to the most when I'm describing it is Suicide Boys.
I get that all the time.
Yeah, but it's not though. It's kind of more grimier, dude. It's like it's its own thing. It's like you use the word abstract a lot, which that's the exact definition.
That's definitely trying to go for.
It's really cool. So what kind of like brought like that inspiration of that kind of music to you? Because like I don't see very many people doing that.
That's a good question.
You know what I mean?
I think really like the aggressive stuff came from the birth of metal, and I mean like back to the Mike and Nick Heffron days and stuff.
Mike and Nick Heffron.
Yeah, like when they played and like had a rivalry. Like shouts out to them and they and the metal scene, like we had our little local thing, and like that was one of the best, like, honest to God feelings was playing in that horrible, like the band, my bandmates at the time, amazing dudes. But like when you grow up and you look back at your music, you're like, man, we were immature garbage. And it's like, I appreciate Mike and Nick because like they always like supported, and it's funny as hell because
they're like opportunity guys. They're surrounded by that kind of stuff.
And so they gave us a bunch of opportunities. So I think that's where a lot of the grinding stuff came from. And like I have my favorite metal band that I've ever loved ever. Animosity.
I've actually never heard of them before.
They're from the deathcore days, like when the Redcore. But when Whitechapel came out, there was like a couple bands that were like before them that were like real grimy.
Was that one of them?
And that was one of them.
Okay.
And they had like this neon crazy artwork, and it was abstract. It was wild, and it was like vibrant. And so I literally started like getting addicted to that. Type of design and that frantic like vocal style, like Leo Miller, their singer,
root, like fucking.
He took it to the next level. Like he, I don't know how to describe it, but like he was also the first metal singer that I ever heard talk about a breakup.
Okay.
In a song, that was absolute like mind melting, and I was like, holy shit, I want to be that.
Yeah.
Well, as I grew up,
that's good inspiration, man. And that's your own friends too.
Like, Mike or
no, just the guy you said that you said performed. Was it?
Oh no,
was that singer?
Yeah, the singer of that. Yeah.
I thought you said it.
No, God, I wish I knew him. I've tried to find him and everything. He's what's funny as hell is he left the band and went and became an environmental activist.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And but so they had like political stuff, and they just kind of had flavors from everything. So I got into that, and I'd always liked metal. I was like an edgy little goth kid when I was young. Went through hardships and all that shit. So thought it was different, but
I was a metalcore guy.
See, and I was like strictly like Slipknot, and like I was super like big Trip Pants, and like bro.
I was skinny jeans.
I grew into the skinny jeans.
We were in the opposite spectrum of the same scene. That's hilarious.
Oh man, it was a good time.
I had flippy hair and shit.
Oh dude, I had a Jew front. That was what kills me. Is like I swear on everything. I had the full goth outfit and a Jew front.
That's kick ass, dude.
But as I got older, my dad had passed away, and my birth mom had passed away, and so there was like all this like angst and not understanding.
Yeah.
And after my dad died, that brought a whole bunch of stuff. Like legally, his death was like this big thing, and it forced me and my adopted mom to get into some hardship situations. So it was like we went from when my dad was alive, and my dad made $1 million business. He did HVAC. He did well.
Okay.
So we had nice things growing up. I got to see things. My dad and all of his, absolutely unforgivable shit he did, loved me. All that shit, yada, yada. Well, my mom just couldn't sustain us, my adopted mom, after that. And so I found myself hanging out in Price Hill and, going to all the stuff.
Finding your own way.
And I went from going to a Catholic school up until freshman year, getting kicked out of that Catholic school, going to a public school.
Wow.
Went to West High over there, and I got a flavor for being a part of people who don't have a lot of things, I guess. Yeah. And then you find yourself in the hood or whatever. So I guess that combination and that combination,
big culture shock.
Yeah,
man.
brought it all together, and so I guess that's where it's like I've try to like walk that line of being a rapper, because that's what I say I am, like, is I'm a rapper or an artist, like and it's
you're
like
definitely an artist, dude. I mean,
I appreciate that.
That's something I would say, and I'm gonna get to a video. I got a video show here in a second, but that's something I feel like you do really well. Like it's, when I first heard it, it's not like I don't go out and find that kind of music.
No, I wouldn't.
But when I heard it, I'm like, whoa, this is unique. This is very different. And then I listened to it again. I'm like, okay, this is pretty.
See,
fire,
like, thanks, bro. Like,
it's almost like one of the things, man. Like when like someone creates a new style of like music or art, like it takes a second to catch on to people's brain.
It has to grow on you, man. All good art does.
But I think that like you make the music, but you also do like graphics art and like.
I think that's
you're an artist in that stuff too. So you design you do all your videos, right?
Yeah, all my own stuff. Yeah.
So dude, you're a self-made built artist, man, and it's very cool because like those two styles of like your artwork that you put on top of your videos and the music you're making, dude, they fucking so good.
I appreciate that.
It was very unexpected. Seriously. Like, dude, I was like, whoa, what is this shit?
I hate my videos.
Really?
I'm a huge because it's that perfectionist. Like I feel like people should be. So I appreciate that massively.
Yeah, for sure.
And I actually just finished one last night.
Is that what you sent me?
That little clip.
That's
that one.
That's kick ass. I like that, man. It feels like it's constantly moving forward.
Yeah, like it's literally this is going to be, and I'll let you in on the secret. It's me holding a flashlight over my head while filming myself to get the face effect. Brother. And then my homie that I started with, he was like, he was like, bro, we have to no Google stock. He was like, I don't ever want to like put a design together or anything. He was like, I'm hard pressed that we don't like make our own fonts. Fonts are something that I've just found a thing where I have like so many.
There's so many.
Fonts are and I don't have good handwriting. So you do
all your own
like
graphic.
Everything that's in all of my photos ever is stuff that I take myself. And the craziest thing is most of the stuff that I've ever made comes off of this piece of garbage.
The cell phone.
Samsung A10.
Your shit.
Everything
man.
I've ever made.
Like even is that what you're shooting the videos with too?
I shoot it. Yeah. I broke my Galaxy Note.
It works though, man, because it's so filtered and like staticky and
that's the big
edgy.
thing is
it works.
Is the
it
dust.
makes it work, man.
It's the secret, man. It's the dust.
Yeah, I like it. All right, well I'm gonna show a video, man.
Run it.
Yeah, this song is called Remote. I'm pretty sure. Yes, so Remote. This was the one I thought was the most unique.
Man, I accidentally uploaded this in 4K.
No shit.
And didn't even know that I did it, and I had no idea how the codec like pushed out 4K on it. I don't know if YouTube's just. I was like, what the. I have like 4 remakes for this.
So, because I could see there's many layers, man. Like, because I do editing, so like
100%.
So how many layers are you messing with and stuff like this?
So on this video, which I'm upset that this is the one that I put up because now it's out and I hate taking videos back.
Yeah.
That, honest to God, I swear is like upwards of 40.
40 layers?
And like
just like on top of each other?
Yeah, and like what kills me is like this for me is something I consider in like a previous chapter of my editing. Yeah. And like it's still recent, but like this is almost like 8 months ago or so.
Yeah, this is because this is much more staticky.
Yeah, and like my biggest thing is
out.
Getting cleaner. My biggest thing, because like I don't want. These are visualizers.
Yes.
I want to make an official video.
Yeah,
and that's like the big difference is like just trying to get more than just like images flying at you.
Yeah.
Like that sound wave right there is a screen recording that I did over an equalizer that I have on my phone. And I just like threw it in there and matched it up with the song, so it would be the actual sound wave like beating with it.
Dude, for like what you're saying, for like the amount of like low quality equipment that you're using, man, you're getting some really like this. This looks like a fucking animated cartoon, man.
That's the other thing is if I can't make it look clear, I want it to feel animated in a way that takes away that like reality.
It's such a clean, like you're with a cell phone. It's there's no shake or nothing, man. It's just super clean.
Gimbals, man.
Wow. You got okay. So
when I found out what a gimbal was, it changed. Everything.
I'm gonna take you in the other room. We're gonna show you a bunch of the shit we got.
Bro, I should have brought my little like road setup because I had everything I have in a backpack so that because when I towed, which up until a week ago, dude, I did everything on the road. I shot every single day.
Wow.
Every day I have 9 Google. I got like 9 Google accounts. Like 5 of them
drives filled up.
Yeah, and I have like 5 of them are on the Google One, so I got like the 100 gigs, and I got memory cards and the whole shit. Most of it's organized, but there are some like deep recesses where there is just like oh my god, like the freestyle folder I have of like auto-tune freestyles. I have upwards of like 1,300 songs in there. That's the ones I saved. Like too much.
Dude, that's insane.
I appreciate it.
I really do like. Dude, I'm becoming a fan of it. Like,
thank you.
Like, it really is cool. I was bumping it. What was it, last night? I was bumping that song last night. It's like I'm starting to dig it.
That's the hit. Like right now, that's the one that took. Like, and I swear, I don't know about other artists, but like I can never call what frickin' song is gonna stick.
No,
like I had no idea. I never would have guessed it was that one. I was like, okay.
Yeah, man. And we're in such because albums are so like the past nowadays, like album listening. Like,
I got one wrote right now. I'm trying to record.
I still like obviously like releasing albums and stuff is that's the way to go. But like so many people are just like releasing singles and then dropping an album. It's a very different time than it used to be because like me, like because I like fucking super individual bands that like. So like one of my favorite albums is Hyperview from Title Fight.
Okay.
You know Title Fight?
Yeah, definitely.
They're kick ass. Yeah, so I think they're from Philadelphia.
My dad's from Philly.
Yeah, they're not far. But they got this. They did a lot of punk, like a lot of punk, like post-punk stuff.
Yeah,
when they
I'm
first
a
came
big
out.
post like anything.
Yeah,
I love
a lot of screaming.
Like,
and all that. But then like this one album, Hyperview, they toned it down like 100%, and they like started singing real like melodic and like had like really toned guitars like with big reverbs and like chorus and shit. And it's just like it's an art piece, you know what I mean? But getting away from like there's those, and then there's, like I said, the people that just drop singles. So what is your goal? Because you said you have an album. So are you wanting to drop it as an album? You want to kind of just pop out the singles? Because like you said, you don't know which one's gonna pop.
No, not at all.
So maybe give them attention in a way.
Right now, like I just past couple months, I put out an album. Operating Out the Ditch, which is another ode to Animosity. They have a song called Operating Out the Ditch.
That's cool. I like that.
And so I like that was like a little play and ode to them. And that one came together because I had just gotten my Mac, which is sitting in pawn right now because we had to like whole situation.
Yeah, I seen that.
With that being said, like Operating came out when I got that Mac, and I was feeling so refreshed musically because I had to record on my homie's laptop there for a long time, and like God fucking bless him for letting me always do that, and being literally the reason like I even have music out. Shouts out to Paul Router, my homie. Made Operating from the Ditch because I feel like albums are essential.
Yeah,
like,
they are.
I enjoy singles. I think singles are great for, you know, getting on Spotify, generating plays, putting a little bit of money in your pocket when you get to that stage. So it has to start somewhere. Nowadays, people don't want to finish songs.
Yeah.
So how do you catch people to finish a whole album? And like for me, the formula is like the right amount of time for that album. And like you either have to have a beautiful example like Death Heaven, if you've ever heard of them. They did kind of what Title Fight did. They were like a black metal band. They released this crazy pink black metal, like they, you know, changed the face, and then they just came out with a literally nostalgic 90s retro shoegaze. It's fucking beautiful. It's this expansive album. It's incredible. Or you have to have these refined almost EPs, but they're not. They're just full length
section,
and like build that. And like I don't know why it's essential. I just know that when I make stuff, I like it to be a cohesive energy,
a piece of
and
art.
Like it has to flow. Like song placement, song title, all that stuff is an obsession, and I think it's like just important. So I chase that album.
That's
like,
good, man.
I wanna, you know, like tons of people have great songs. Like I want to have, you know, a great album, and I feel like that's like hard to achieve, like especially in the
day and age we live in,
in any genre. Like it's hard to do. So I think that commitment's worth it.
Dude, I think I'll agree with you, man. I mean, in my perspective, it's much more fulfilling to have a like hit album than it is to have a hit song.
Man,
you know what I mean? Like
100%.
For someone to be like, wow, I appreciate, like we're talking about these albums that like, man, these albums really spoke to us. Like to have one of those, man, because that's an hour. That's an hour. That's 30 minutes
so
an hour
much.
Of experience. You
so
know?
much. You can beat a song to death. I hate remote right now. I hate it. I can't stand it, bro. I hate it. And I feel like if you're not doing that, like, I want to be Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like, they have to hate playing their music at this point.
Yeah.
Like, God love them. But, like, I want to get to that point where we are on stage and I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm not going to play this song. Yeah, like, here we go. Like, let's do it.
That's when you made it, man. When you're annoyed by your own shit.
100%. 100%. People are asking, oh my gosh, it's crazy. And, like, I beat songs and all that stuff to death. Like, my girl will not let me write to a song without headphones on because, bro, I will sit there and restart the last 30 seconds. I'm telling you, for 6 hours.
Times.
6 hours, just obsessing. Like,
I bet that goes right into the editing process, too, over and over.
Dog, man, I was editing right before I came over here. I've been up since like 4 o'clock in the morning, like just sitting on my phone, like just drilling away.
Dude, I'm with you, man. Trust me, man. The grind is real when it comes to editing, just like creating art, and especially if you're that focused on it, man, because like we're making a film right now. It's like a big
respect, like seriously, like now that I know what goes into just like music, like
it's crazy, man.
I'm a huge director nerd, like I'm all about the shot obsession, so like props to you guys, because that shit's a commitment.
Oh, it is. And like, so we've been in, this is like 6 months now, Caden? Yeah, so we're in like 6 months to filming. Just filming. Like, so we haven't even fucking got to the editing process yet. And you have to think about it constantly.
Yeah, it's planning.
Yeah.
Planning is the thing. Like, I didn't realize how much, like...
Pre-prep.
Like prep, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, it is so vital. Like... My homie was always like, man, we need to get like a storyboard together. I'm like, shut your bitch ass storyboard. What are you talking?
Let the art happen, man.
But yeah, I'm like, let it flow. Like, oh man, I'm the free flow guy.
It's like, it's weird, man, because it's a
balance,
perfect balance of that. It's that find that lightning in a bottle, catch that shit, and then also like know that you need a bunch of paperwork and ideas done to really make it happen the way you want it. Because you'll forget all that. You'll forget every idea you ever have if you don't write it down.
Like, yeah, like literally,
seriously,
you have to have like a conductor to catch lightning. So it's like one of those things. Like you literally, like, it's, you can't plan where the lightning's gonna be. You just
gotta put a metal rod up and be like,
how that motherfucker, yeah, like cats. So you gotta plan essentially, and I put that off until maybe like the past couple months. Like, and I started to realize, because that remote is like a product of me testing ideas, and that's what a lot of like my stuff ends up being. Is it's not even so much like I want to get to the stage where I'm putting it out and getting reaction. Mm-hmm. I don't get enough of it right now. So it's like one of those things that I'm a firm believer in, like, you have to make art for you. Like 100%. Everybody says it. But you have to make art for yourself. You can't do it for anybody else.
As
it doesn't work.
See, that's the difference between like artists and entertainers. Because artists make art for themselves. Entertainers make art for people. And that's a big thing.
That's a good ass point.
Dude, there's money in both. I mean, it's all about what you want to do. Like, do you want to please people? Are you a people pleaser? Or do you want to do your thing until it catches some fire?
Until you feel good about yourself.
Exactly. That's kind of like, just between our Claremont, like the movies, that's us doing it until it catches fire. And then everything else is just...
I don't know how that's not the best formula. Why just do it for you, and then as long as your heart's in it and you're doing it for the right reasons, and like you have a shred of talent. You know what I'm saying?
Money. It's money. That's what it is.
Finance. Yeah. At the end of the day,
money.
It's money.
And because it takes money to make money, and then and then on top of that, it's like if everyone's has such like a opinionated business perspective nowadays too. Everyone's like, oh well, that's not gonna take. Yeah, like that's not gonna take. That's as if they know, dude. You can never tell the future of art. Art is so vividly wide, and anything can catch at any moment. You just got it, right place, right time.
Literally, 100%.
I was talking about that with my friend last night. Actually, we were talking about how if you look at all these eras of art and music and everything. Like, if you look back into the 1600s, one guy sticks out: Shakespeare, for theater art.
Yeah, big fucking fact.
You look at the 1800s in music. There's 3 names that stick out: Beethoven, Mozart.
That's a good fucking point. That's a crazy good point.
People always deem legacies as a thing of why they do stuff, but at the end of the day, your legacy is only gonna last a couple hundred years if you're the pendulum of that thing.
And nowadays, bro, getting a solidified legacy, brother,
it's such a hard thing. Yeah, I mean, it is. It's almost like you got to be like some like Tupac. I could see Tupac.
How do you define art? It's like, how do you define somebody that's great? And it's who's the judge at the end of the day? Who said and it's not the Grammys. It's not.
No, it's a collective. People just collectively decide, because Beethoven, Bach, and all that.
We can all say are legit.
Yeah, but we're not sitting there listening to their music I love that music. We'll use it for.
I want the respect to last.
Yeah,
absolutely. I want
sticking to your bones. Will definitely get that, no matter what. Even say someone finds the shit 20 years down the road, they'll be like, man, that dude stuck to his teeth.
Seriously, though, I think that's important. Absolutely.
For me, that's the way I go about it. Because dude, I'm a very volatile person when it comes to my work. You know what I mean? I'm very outspoken. I'm super nice and friendly up front. Very
but we
genuine.
all have opinions.
When it comes to my art though, man, I turn it on, and because you have to put that passion into it.
Absolutely.
Fire, or else it's just gonna be mush.
You have to believe in yourself.
You're gonna let people walk over you and shit.
Absolutely. 100%. I definitely agree.
I love it, man. Making art is the biggest like personality boost because you got to look at yourself more often than you look at the other people. Like fuck what other people think.
Bro, I have a tattoo on my leg that says literally "fuck what you think." I got it when I was 15. Bro, I cannot make this shit up. It's backwards. It's backwards and it's in magic marker.
Fuck what you think. Bro,
I can't make this shit up. I was an ignorant ass kid.
Well, exactly. You know, it's like 100%. When it comes to my shit and what I'm making, like, yeah, you can have an opinion about it and you may or may not like it, but at the end of the day, if I think I did what I wanted to do with it,
as long as you feel good, bro, that's
point.
real live the point.
Fuck
like
yeah,
it has to be. Like if I you know, it's like I don't know how to, I'm like trying to segue into this point without like we all quietly want that approval, like no matter what anybody says, like even the most disconnected artist who's like big, like The Cure or anything, you know, like
they still
like them motherfuckers acted like they straight hated like any attention, or you know, like Kurt Cobain or anything like that.
Yeah.
And you know, like it like Kurt's one of those rare examples where like I genuinely don't think Kurt Cobain like gave a fuck about the fame. Like that shit truly is one of the few artists that like they became famous and he was like fuck this.
A goofball. Like, he didn't give a shit, man.
He didn't care. And like I respect him in a weird sense for that because he was committed till the not give a fuck end. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like we all want that little bit of approval, but like it's hard to like not like walk up to somebody with a CD and be like, "Tell me your thoughts." like just please,
they gotta do it themselves.
Please let me know.
They gotta do it themselves.
And it's like just even how I connected with like you and stuff. And I told my girl, I was like, "Babe, he listened to the song. I didn't even share the song." Yeah. I was like, "That's the secret." Like. Me, like when somebody sends you a song, they're like, "Hey, bro, check out my sick blah 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 blah," and it's got some stupid art.
You have a genuine conversation. You'd be friends with somebody, and then you fucking sell them your shit.
Literally,
because they're more willing to listen to their friend's shit than just some dude.
It's easier to connect with, especially when you're like a standoffish style. Like
it's a genuine thing until it becomes like you get to a point where there's just everybody recognized. Then you can't. Yeah, that doesn't happen as much. You get like it's not as genuine for people walking up because everyone knows. It's
like 100%. So it's finding the satisfaction there because it's lonely at the top, and it's like one of those things that like I have that thought process like where I know how I am as a person, and like I try to be social and all that stuff, but like it is hard for me to want to get out of the house or care about generally, like interacting and expanding outside of music, and it's hard for me to even do that musically. Like I really like appreciate this thing happening because at the end of the day, even if I don't seek that, I still want the approval. I still want that approval.
And it's just like you said, man, it's these opportunities to just kind of like pop up, just like lightning in the bottle shit. Like, hey, so I see this thing. That's kind of cool. I like that a little bit.
Literally.
I'm gonna go ahead and reach out and see, even though I don't know that dude, and see if he would be like willing just to bullshit. Like, cool, man. And then we talked about your art, and then
literally, and
I'm like, dude, you're more welcome to come on. And you're like, dude,
I was like,
real?
Holy shit! Like, no, I was like, well, fuck. And I told her, I was like, yes. I was like, yeah, I actually got to do this podcast. Then when I found out you lived down the street, I was like, this is baffling. I was like, this is like that, like it's meant to be. And I'm like, I've had some near death experiences, some.
The universe reveals itself.
Yeah, and so it's one of those things, like I'm a real big believer in that. Like, I mean, there's something that's actually the lightweight, the concept of the new album, Ether Soaked, which I just finished. Finished the album. I'll show you guys that in a second here, but it's about like, obviously like what you put into the universe, like, you get back and all that, the transfer of energy, all that hippity-dippity stuff.
Because I don't believe in karma, but I do believe that like if you're nice to people, they'll most likely be nice back.
That's like outside of karma, like that's like I mean, if you're a dick, simple, like people are gonna be. It's
that's what I like to refer to.
Yeah, karma. That might be scientific in its own way, like it, but like that came from that title came from a time when I wasn't making good choices, which was a long time there for a bit. And I overdosed and had that experience. And I remember it. And I remember being not alive. Yeah. And I remember it real vividly. And I had two experiences like that because I unfortunately overdosed more than once. And it's one of those things that, like, I just got lost. I got a little bit obsessed with that, like, other side stuff. And, like, I'm not here to tell nobody nothing. I'm not here to, be like, oh, there's a God, or there isn't a God, or there is a heaven, or isn't. I don't know none of that shit. Yeah. We don't know until the end. Exactly, and I can mostly guarantee you that probably nobody's ever really come back. And, but I know what I remember, and I know that that shit went in my head before, and it's just, like, real vivid. So I started chasing, like, that obsession of, like, the void, and it kind of birthed out that album. I've been talking about that shit for a long time in my music, like The Abyss and, like, that other side. Yeah. But you got
a lot of really influential things in your art, man.
It's it's
very deep.
Very
personal to you.
I feel like, why do people, like, make, I guess, that entertainers versus artists thing, and, like, you could be an entertainer and that's great, and, like, I feel like that's definitely more the goal. Like, I want to be considered an artist, not just, a rapper. I want to be considered a vocalist. Like, that's why I definitely got to, like, show you one of the more melodic stuff, because I didn't realize, like, I looked at my top songs. I was like, oh, this is literally all of my, like, straight aggressive stuff. On that same album, I have, like, some really, really personal songs, and for a long time there, people knew me more for the melody than the hard stuff. I couldn't get, like, a banger out, but so I started writing Ether Soaked, and it's just that, like, talking about a lot of that feeling, like, and all that shit that, like, I remember. But the biggest thing that happened in that time that influenced pretty much all my music, but definitely this album's creation, is me overdosing, and then 2 days later my sister overdosing, and then passing away.
Wow.
And it was like this. It was like this big ethereal experience, and I had sleep paralysis for the first time for a week, and it was like it was abstract, and it lived with me forever, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's one of those things, the best way I can describe the feeling of passing away.
Yeah.
Because they had to defib me. They had to defib me the time that my sister passed away, and like bro, waking up after having your shit defibrillated is a unique experience. I got cold chills thinking about it. Like,
that's crazy, man.
So they did that shit, but before all that happened, I remember like opening my eyes, and I was sinking back in my eyelids, like in Train Spotting. You ever seen Train Spotting?
Yeah, I
literally,
love that
like, that's crazy. I forgot about that, but like sinking down.
Yeah,
and it just kind of felt like
that's a real.
I mean, I
experience,
guess, like, but like I saw my girlfriend at the time looking up, and saw her. She had to kick the bathroom door down to get to me, and I was sinking downwards, and you know how when you get sunburned and like real bad, you can like almost feel the heat coming off your body, and like, so I was like just like aware of like black. And I kind of like was underwater, like you swim over, like you flip over while you're swimming, and I just saw some like, vitally disturbing things, and then it was like being on a string and getting sucked back up, and I woke up in the hospital, and the nurse had just messed up the IV in my fucking arm, and I literally woke up and was like fucking screaming, like fucking crazy, and that was one of four. Four ODs, and I remember two of them. And the first one was out on a sidewalk.
When was this? What year do you remember?
Let's see. It's 2021 now. God, I've been off that shit for fuck, dude, like 2015.
So about 6 years now?
Yeah, 2015, 2014. Because I was on the run from a felony warrant that I thankfully don't have a felony for when I was 21.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm about to be 28. So.
Wow, man.
Yeah, so definitely.
Dude,
surreal.
Wow. I can see, dude, and it fucking, wow. It really kind of tells a tale of like where, your soul's on your music and your art, man. It really, and like.
It's a window.
Seeing it, man, and like now knowing like the stories and kind of where it comes from. And
yeah.
Like, where you,
it's not just a catchy thing.
It makes more sense.
Yeah,
it makes much more sense now.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. So when that week happened, like what really did you do to try to like get like obviously it's super traumatic. Like you just dealt with an
She
OD.
died the same age as our mom, 37. They both died 37.
Wow,
I can't make this shit up. Like,
that's
crazy.
fucking nuts.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Both the same thing.
So, but in that week, how did you move on from that? Going from that week, like it happened to you.
Recorded.
Then
I made music.
You started making music. Is that
two,
when you started making music?
No, I made music way long before that. That
like,
stuff unfortunately happened like after I'd already known Mike and Nick Heffron and all that stuff. That time had like passed. I was in a different. That was actually kind of not too long after that era of my life was like playing the metal bands and I was just I had been homeless sleeping in a tent for a while.
Wow.
I did that shit, yeah, like 100%. I did slept downtown, homeless, smoked crack, the whole fucking nine, like all that shit, like really happened, and it's surreal to think about now. But
it is crazy, isn't it? To
I recorded,
on that kind of stuff.
Humbling,
because like where you're at now, and you said that you moved out this way from Price Hill.
Yeah.
And you said it's been kind of a culture shock again.
But it's
like
been a blessing.
Yeah. Oh, for
wouldn't
sure.
trade it.
And because you see it's like a weird. It's like a weird, different world.
It is,
you know
100%,
I mean?
way different.
I'll say this: the same shit's happening. Like what you're talking about, it's all over.
Oh,
man.
100%.
It's scary.
Absolutely.
But like, there's this aura of like openness that like you can like isolate yourself and figure that shit out here. Almost, it's super strange. I like to tell a story a lot. I lived in a cabin out in Manchester.
Okay.
With
I'm familiar
with two friends of mine, and. Dude, it's just like it really put into perspective of like what I need to like do to myself to make myself like my body, soul.
Spend a minute with yourself. You know, like for real, spend some time with yourself.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me that I need to do that, but those people don't know your life. They don't realize your experiences. You know, like we're having this conversation. I didn't know any of that shit before.
No, yeah.
But I seen your art, and I'm like, man, there's something here. I don't know what it is, but
all my lyrics, if you if you read them, like there's a song on my page called "Thought You Should Know." And it may be one of the most ignorant things I've ever recorded because it is a literal story about a time when I was homeless and I was making bad choices with drugs and all that shit. And I watched this, like hooker that I knew, like on the street. And it's like when you say you know a prostitute, if you're not from that world, stuff like that sounds crazy.
It does.
So like, how the fuck do you know I know tons of prostitutes. Like, no, like
they're normal people,
and I'm not talking about them OnlyFans ones.
No.
I'm talking about them little fucking downtown, like what the fuck.
Yeah.
And
they're people.
and like
I mean,
they're human beings too, and all that stuff. And like, it's not anything other than a literal story. It's not anything other than a literal story about how I watched this girl take a piece of crack, wash it off with hydrogen peroxide, and broke it down and was doing it, and she was just obsessing over to get this like more pure thing. She spent all this fucking time on it. It was fucking ridiculous. And I was like, here, just have some meth.
Yeah.
And that's like literally what it is.
That's
that
whole song.
So I literally just tell that story, and it's like it's one of those things
Very
that
cool.
all
Not cool,
that stuff's
it's important that you can take those life experiences and put them on a piece of paper.
It's just an expression. Like, that's what art, like, people be like, oh, like, this, whatever. It's like, put a song out like that. They're like, oh, so why would you put that out? Like, because that's, that's the reason I'm bringing from this just came out. I'm not smoking crack right now. Like, damn,
dude.
Like, holy shit.
It's very, dude.
But it's.
Well, you're one of the most, I would say, dude, you're definitely one of the most genuine, like, artists
I appreciate that.
I've met. Like, I don't know many people that take their stories and really, like, tell them. Like, I know dudes that, like, write metaphorical stuff about, like, in songs with their life and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what you're saying is, like, you're telling
and
how it is,
sometimes,
like, what it was. Yeah. And, dude, that's admirable because a lot of people are scared to say that shit out loud. And, like, all this, people want to get away from their dirty past,
absolutely,
and their life. Like, they try
naturally,
to
you want to grow. Yeah, I'd hope,
Well, and that's the thing, man. Is like there's a difference between growing and like running away.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think you've grown into being able to like. So this is what this is, but this is where I can utilize it for a positive.
That's 100%. Like, that's got it. I mean, it's using your story. I feel. I mean, that's what I feel like. Every great artist ever has done is taken, an aspect or themselves entirely. I'm trying to think of like a good example of like an artist who just like gave us all of them. But But like,
I'd say like maybe like Pac. Pac would be
yeah,
a
like
close
100%.
example.
Yeah, like he definitely. Pac to me like has a lot of stuff that I feel like we didn't get to see on the surface, and respectably, and I mean that because like Pac gave us what we wanted and what we needed in the rap industry, and the same with Biggie. Like those were guys who gave,
well, just being outspoken politically too.
100%, and hugely important for music. Like 100%. And honest, he's honest.
Yeah.
I think he was
exactly.
calculated in what happened, and it's unfortunate what happened to him. He's a part of that stuff like that. Like I don't consider myself a conspiracy theorist, but I want to tell you all something that there's something going on around everywhere all the time. I promise you.
Oh yeah,
and it's always bigger than we know. It's always bigger than we know.
For sure.
I try to stay out of the political stuff,
Same.
like 100%, because I think it's comedy. Like I think Trump bathes in children's blood, and funnily enough, Biden definitely bathes in children's blood at this point.
Turn that candle around.
I was like,
look at it.
this is
St. Joe, bud.
This is essential, right here, my friend.
You like that?
Oh my gosh,
I thought that was perfect.
It's and it's one of those things. I think the political stuff that Animosity did it. Like speaking on that stuff's like important for expression, because it like
as long as you're speaking from a genuine place.
Yeah, and the thing about politics is like you have to know what you're fucking talking about. Like, dear God, please don't get on a fucking song and start talking about a whole bunch of shit like you have no clue. Like, please.
Fuck yeah, man.
So it's because I have an unreleased song about Derek Chauvin. And the dude who killed George Floyd.
Okay.
Or the cop that murdered George Floyd, and everybody's really, really mixed on situations like that, and I understand both sides of the point, 100%. And it's just one of those things that like I think Derek Chauvin got what he deserved. Yeah. And regardless how people felt about George Floyd as a person or this or that, like doesn't matter. He was a man and he was murdered in broad daylight, and it's just that at the end of the day. Period. If you can watch that film and tell me that you didn't watch like cops systematically like murder a man, like you're fucking delusional.
Well, dude, if you can watch that and not like get upset. Yeah, that's like you got some like empathy problems.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's sickening, like it is. And I've seen, unfortunately, like some messed up stuff. Like you see it when you're homeless. Like you see people really treat people, and it's not robbing and stealing. It's really, really like horrible graphic shit.
It's fucked up.
And like just seeing that. But I tried to. I made a song, and I like the song, and I think it has like some of my. Like best like lyrics in it, but like man, I just try to like I'm so scared to put it out because like I don't politically express shit, like nothing at all. Like I don't know how to, like I don't know all the details of the case, and I don't want to get smoked online for like not knowing. Like man, I don't want to be that guy.
It's okay to be ignorant to things, man. That's the thing. Is like everyone like acts like everyone needs to know everything. It's like, dude, we're fucking human beings. We learn at a very slow capacity. We get things when we get them, and like
absolutely,
people are ignorant to learn sometimes.
Man,
you know what I mean? Seriously,
yeah, absolutely. 100%.
But dude, hey man, I want to thank you so much for coming out. Man. You've been very dude. Your story is impeccable, man. Like coming from where you come from and like getting where you're at now, I think I could see in the next few years you making a jump in the music.
I appreciate that, man. Sure. That's definitely the goal.
Really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Man. Thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure,
brother.
This been talking to you. Thanks for watching.